Hello everyone, here's your weather hazard briefing for Wednesday, November 26th. We've got some mild weather coming through at least Thanksgiving Day and even a little bit into Friday before the thermometer changes direction on us. And that means we're going from above normal temperatures, above average temperatures, to basically right around average for this time of year through that period. There's going to be this continuation of some light showers, mainly in the mountains. That takes us through most of the holiday period. Things do dry out a little bit over the weekend. And the trend, interestingly enough, as we head into the weekend and next week when we get those cooler temperatures in here, those temperatures are warming a bit. We're not going to necessarily see as much of a cold air push into eastern Idaho, but it's still going to be cooler than what we'll be seeing over the next couple of days. Our weather risk outlook shows really no impacts whatsoever on a widespread basis. Maybe going over places like Targhee Pass, Reynolds Pass, heading into the backcountry over around Yellowstone and the Tetons might see some impacts with some of the snow at times. The same up around Lost Trail Pass, and it kind of repeats itself on Friday. Otherwise, just again, showers here and there across the area. Satellite does show quite a bit of moisture streaming through the area this morning. Most of this right now, at least early on, with some drier air in place, even though it's colder. We're not even getting much in the way of snow or snow flurries with that. So the potential is just there, and this pattern just keeps going and keeps going until we get another system coming through here, coming in more from the north than from the west as we go into Friday and Friday night. Looking at how things are going to go across the area, you'll notice most of the moisture is up north across portions of Montana and the Idaho panhandle as we go through the day, but we see that dropping south and east and increase up around Island Park over towards Driggs, the Big Holes as well, for later on today. That kind of lets up a little bit. I think we'll probably still see some very light showers later on this afternoon, even though a lot of the models are having trouble picking up on quite a bit of moisture falling over the area. As we go into tonight, we'll see another push coming into the central mountains. That eventually spreads north and east over the area, maybe seeing some a little better potential of some light snow showers, or showers overall, maybe a mix of rain and snow up and down the Snake Plain from around Pocatello up through around Rexburg in that direction up towards DuBois. But again, it's not a huge chance of moisture falling with that, even in the lower elevations. We see that band shifting to the north and to the east as we go through Thanksgiving Day, and that kind of basically ends us with that pattern for in the middle of the day on Thursday, looking at some of our model forecasts. Then we get another pickup going into Friday and Friday night across the area. So, looking at how the rest of the forecast is going to go, here are our temperatures this afternoon. We're going to see some 50s once you get into the Magic Valley, down towards Oakley, down towards Malta as well, and back into portions of the Treasure Valley. Otherwise, afternoon highs in the 40s, down low 30s for our higher elevations across the area. Now, for the daytime hours today, not much in the way of precipitation falling. A few spots may see more than a tenth of an inch, whether it's rain or taking that snow and melting it. For down around up through the central mountains, at least the southern end of the Sawtooth, down into the down towards the Utah border, very light snow expected today across those areas, and not much on our side of the Tetons as well in the Big Holes. Again, you get over into the Tetons, maybe an inch or two for later on this morning into the early afternoon hours, and that extends into the higher elevations of Island Park. And down low, it's pretty dry out there, so we might be seeing a little bit more in the forecast than we're actually may see falling, basing on the trends over the last couple of hours. But again, some light snow falling up around portions of Island Park, Ashton Hill, over into the Teton Valley and Swan Valley as well. Maybe a little bit of light snow later on today across portions of the Stanley Basin on up towards Lost Trail Pass up into Lemhi County. For tonight, temperatures in the 20s to near 30 degrees in some areas. Pocatello, Rockland, Oakley, into portions of the Treasure Valley. Temperatures right at or just above freezing for tonight early into Thanksgiving morning. Not much moisture expected, mainly higher elevation moisture falling across the central mountains and over into the Tetons, also around the Big Holes as well. You'll notice not much in the way of snowfall for the overnight hours, impacting travel over Galena Summit. Also a Pine Creek Pass into the Tetons as well, and certainly down across the southeast corner, not expecting anything, and even just a little bit of snow up around Lost Trail Pass. That's for tonight and early Thanksgiving morning. Temperatures tomorrow do warm up, and we're seeing temperatures in the mid-50s once you get into the Magic Valley, even around Pocatello, getting to near 60 if you're headed over towards the Treasure Valley. That includes Glenn's Ferry, Mountain Home, over into the Boise area, also heading down towards Jackpot in that direction as well. And precipitation during the day tomorrow, not much expected across the area at all, except in the higher elevations. No snow expected in around Galena Summit. Maybe a little bit of light snow if you're heading into the high country around the Big Holes, over into the Tetons as well, and that extends up into southwestern portions of Montana. Just a skiff of snow during the day tomorrow up at Lost Trail Pass. For tomorrow night, we do get a pretty good break as most of that moisture lifts to the east, but as the next system drops in, might see a little light precipitation up towards Lost Trail Pass. Maybe a little light snow tomorrow night as far south as the spine of the Sawtooth. Nothing expected across the southeast corner, and like I said, maybe a skiff of snow up across Limhi County, Lost Trail Pass, and the portions of the Idaho Panhandle and western Montana. Going into Friday, you'll see temperatures not changing much in the overnight hours, but temperatures back off into the 40s. The only place we'll probably see 50 on Friday, or above 50, maybe down towards Malta, and also over towards Twin Falls and Glenn's Ferry on into the Boise area as well. And continuation, looking at precipitation forecast to kind of get through Thanksgiving and the day after. Light precipitation expected, maybe a little bit more up into southwestern Montana, Lost Trail Pass, portions of Limhi County. Again, just a skiff of snow down towards Galena Summit, the spine of the Sawtooth as well. Across the southeast corner, maybe a little light snow in the higher elevations. That includes the Big Holes into the Tetons as well. They could see an inch of new snow there during the day Friday. And like I said, more as you get into southwestern and western Montana, a couple of inches possible in Lost Trail Pass during the day on Friday, and certainly more up into the Idaho Panhandle. And with that system coming through Friday and Friday night, we're going to see that most of that precipitation pushing to the south and to the east, kind of shoves it out of the central mountains, pushes it over into the eastern and southeastern highlands, and certainly continuing across portions of southwest and south central Montana for the period. Maybe more than an inch in the Big Holes, an inch or two in the Tetons, maybe over in the higher elevations. This includes the Bear River Range, maybe an inch, maybe a little bit more in some areas Friday night into Saturday morning. And that trend certainly continues across the rest of our area into southern Montana as well. And through the weekend, you'll notice it's going to be chilly. No more 50s, barely some 40s on Saturday. And that continues into Sunday, even a lesser chance of seeing 40 degrees or more on Sunday. The thing is, if you'll notice, the past few days we were talking about it may not get above freezing anywhere, especially on Sunday, except maybe in the Magic Valley over into the Treasure Valley. Those temperatures have been coming up. The reason the cold air push is not pushing far enough south and west to bring the really, really cold air into our area, that's going to keep it more over east of the Continental Divide, north of the Continental Divide, into portions of Wyoming and Montana. So it's still going to be cold. We're going to go from about 10 to 15 degrees above normal to right around average for this time of year. But certainly, if there's a positive note, it's going to be just a little bit warmer overall if you look at the trend. And little to no precipitation, at least at this point, because we're going to not see that cold air and a lot of that moisture pushing through the state over the weekend. Can't rule out a few showers still across the area, but certainly no major precipitation events expected for the last couple of days of the Thanksgiving holiday period. Have a great Wednesday. Have a great travel day if you're going anywhere for Thanksgiving, and stay safe, everyone.